There was one more wild night of the year left. One unforgettable moment involved a friend's, let's call it a wardrobe malfunction. More like grinded by the light. Banana hammock slanging that thing to the side. Have you ever wondered what it's like to create a promo video for a fraternity's college party? Here's the inside scoop, plus tips for event marketers, filmmakers, and anyone curious about behind-the-scenes college life. Oddly enough, there's also vital information for people with large, I'll get to that later in the episode. Lesson 1, offer value to the groups you want to be a part of. I knew I wanted to join the Franklin Society, a group known for their charisma, confidence, and unforgettable parties, since winter of my freshman year. They were kind, they had fun, and they didn't care what people thought of them. And I thought that was pretty damn cool, and I wanted to be like that myself. Back on November 28th, 2012, I met a Franklin, I'll call him Tejada, who discovered I had a film background after I became a part of QCTV. And seeing me use my own camera for the big dance scene of the Gangnam Poet style music video from last episode had given him ideas. He asked if I could edit a promo video for their annual XXX-Mas Party, a collaboration they did with the Sachsen Society. It had been funded for its requested amount of $5,450 because it had a reliable turnout based on previous years, and the pressure to do well was split between the two groups. I agreed right away because I wanted to prove that I could be valuable to the Franklin Society, and I was given some footage of last year's party, but was told to find the rest online or use what I had. I managed to use some leftover shots from our Europe trip that didn't make it into the final cut of Carpe Diem, and exported something pretty solid given what I had to work with. I sent in a cut of the promo the next day, November 30th. Now, the reason for the quick turnaround is because the Athenian Society was throwing a party that night at the Radisson Hotel called BlAckout, another annual tradition with a history of a good turnout, and there were only 7 days between the two events. As a quick side note, I don't have any photos from inside the BlAckout event, but I do remember seeing that they had a photographer/videographer on a pedestal using a monopod to get steady shots in the crowd, and I felt serious gear envy. I couldn't help but wonder what I could have made if I could afford tools like that. But I also noticed the Athenians had this unique quirk. They capitalized the letter A in the middle of words in every post that they did, like a secret handshake in plain sight. A writing style that showed exactly who they were to anyone who was aware of that. It stood out to me because I'd never seen anything like that before. On top of all that, the next night, December 1st, there was another well-established party thrown by the Thalian Society called Club Tease Me, 7 Deadly Sins, at a club called Memories in Uptown Whittier. And they had their own promo video, so we had to fight through the noise of marketing for these multiple events. That can be tough, but it left an opening right after Club Tease Me ended to promote XXX-Mas for 5 days without any competing events, and they wanted to make sure the video was ready to capitalize on that time period. I had put out a version of the promo to my friends to get feedback, and then the final version was supposed to release on December 2nd, but it ended up taking 2 rounds of notes to get approval from both societies, so it came out on December 3rd. I posted on Facebook that I hope everyone in Whittier is going to this. It's going to be intense. There was one more wild night of the year left, and I was ready for it. I could feel the anticipation around the school as people talked about what they were going to wear and who they were going to try to dance with. The Facebook event page for XXX-Mas read, "It's that time of year again. Classes are done. Now it's time to have some fun. Join the Franklin Society and the Sachsen Society for Whittier's sexiest night out." The XXX-Mas Party on December 7th, 2012, hosted at Sage Nightclub, also in Uptown Whittier, ended up being a huge success with a great turnout. The music was fantastic, hundreds of people were dancing, and one of my friends even danced with a guy she'd been interested in for quite a while. While she was talking about it afterwards, she mentioned that she got blinded by the light, meaning the strobe lights, and someone sang out, "Blinded by the light." And another friend commented, more like grinded by the light. So it was an interesting night for a lot of people. I was even allowed to bring guests with me to the after party at the Franklin House in Uptown, and it felt good to be the in to parties like that. The guy who could get people inside an in-demand private party. And it felt like I was just starting to become a part of something bigger. This kind of set the groundwork for me becoming a Franklin myself, But I didn't try to pledge my freshman year because, unfortunately, I didn't know I wanted to be one until after the bids were already due. But I can't talk about a party like this without having a little bit of story time in there. One unforgettable moment involved a friend's, let's call it a wardrobe malfunction. The ALN crew had helped him put together an outfit because he didn't know what to wear to this event. And because of the theme, they put him in spandex booty shorts with Christmas suspenders and no shirt. But he made one key mistake when he agreed to it. At the party, he saw my French tutor, who I'd introduced him to a few weeks earlier, and he approached her and they started dancing. By dancing at a party like this, I obviously mean grinding, and he was only 18 years old, so he got an erection pretty quickly. However, his key mistake in that outfit was he didn't measure the spandex booty shorts he was wearing, so he didn't know that there wasn't enough fabric to cover the whole thing. Not when it was facing down, and not when it was facing up either, because he was shirtless. Let's just say she noticed. She returned to her group pretty quickly, and he turned away trying hunched over to cover the fact that he was banana hammock slanging that thing to the side. So we burst out laughing as he shuffles over looking like the hunchback of Notre Dame, and he's all mad at the girls saying, "You should have given me bigger booty shorts." And one of them retorted, "Well, you shouldn't have gotten a boner at the party. It wasn't my fault she was dropping it low and grinding her ass on me. You asked her to dance." Well, yeah, but I didn't know she was going to be that good at it. It was quite memorable. Probably even more so for my French tutor than for us. So yeah, lesson learned. If you're going to commit to the bit, at least measure the shorts. But you'll have to tune in next week to learn about my expanded murder mystery.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Ho, 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 I give you the jingle bass. Merry Christmas.
Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. All the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on top of the ring, making spirit bright. I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know